come up with a way to totally eradicate this whole idea of rejection in sales. If it's over at hello, how the heck are you going to succeed in selling? You've got to rise above that and change your mindset. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this month's Stump The Guru Show. Hope you're all doing well. I know we have lots of folks listening on our podcast all over the world. Luckily, we're now at about thousands of people who are doing this. We're downloading our show over the last few months, which is fantastic. I love seeing the growth of people getting value out of this show. My name is Ari Galper. I'm the founder of Unlock the Sales Game, Trust-Based Selling, the one-call sale. 20 years I've been doing this, specialized in one specific area, how to build trust with people in the sales cycle, to condense it to a shorter amount of time, to onboard them quicker, based on integrity and trust and deep trust, not just rapport building. And so we have a whole body work around languaging and the framework around this. And if you look me up online, you'll kind of see I've been around for a long time doing this and still succeeding and successful with our clients we're working with today. So this show is all about a chance for everyone to jump on live, Stump the Guru, ask me questions about your scenarios, your pipeline, where you're stuck, anything you have right now in your mind where you feel like, oh, if I could just get an answer on this issue, it would help me move the process forward. So this is without a net. I'm happy to take any questions that you might have anytime during the show. And the way it works is just go to stumptheguru.com. It's a link. Go to that website. It'll bring you right into the back end of the show here, and see if we'll pull you in if we have enough time to bring on the show in the next 30 minutes. So I want to theme today around this idea of creating what I call a by appointment only business. Now, what that means is that your goal is to move as many of your opportunities on your calendar as opposed to them being off your calendar. When you're off your calendar, you're chasing people, you're pursuing them, you're hoping they'll call you back. It's a no man's land. It's like the black hole is what I call it. And you want to avoid putting your potential prospects in the black hole as much as possible. So the question is, like a doctor, how do you become a by appointment only business where you always have people moving on your calendar each step of the way on a scheduled appointment? You're not chasing them to show up. You're not checking in with them. You're not doing any pursuing at all. And the way you make that happen is there's a bridging phrase, some languaging you can use after your first call with somebody. Let's say you're having a first call with someone or a Zoom call. It's going really well, good opportunity. Rather than sort of letting them go and think about it or get back to you later and drop in the black hole, here's what you say to bridge them to your calendar, to keep them on the calendar every step of the way. What you say is this: if you'd be open to it, would it make sense for us to go ahead and schedule a time on our calendar now to catch up again next week or next couple of weeks to kind of keep going from here, answer your questions, go to the next step, no pressure at all, but at least we'll see on that calendar to avoid each other going back and forth and playing that chasing game. Would you be open to that? Now, usually if they're qualified and you're doing a good job in that first call, they're perfectly fine to schedule a next step with you. If you can schedule all your first calls to a next step on the calendar, you have a by appointment only business where they're always on the calendar. And so you want to talk more about this for your business and how to customize it and how to make it work for you. We offer a consultation for free. Just go to unlockthegame.com/free consult, and we can have a chat there privately. But for now, that's my takeaway for you: is how do you move your prospects to your calendar and keep them on your calendar? All right, think about that, and we'll pick this up more in the future. So, Steve, let's see who we have in today. We have a few people sitting back there, so bring them on in.
All righty. First up, I'm going to bring on Derek. And just so everybody knows, I apologize for my homeless look today. I have COVID. I'm burning up like an animal right now, and I think I'm at like 2% brain capacity. So we're doing what we can, but the show must go on, as they say. So here we are. And if my 80-pound Pyrenees walks behind me, I apologize. So let me bring on Derek first. And Derek, if you could tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do in your question for Ari, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. No problem. Ari, you probably know me. We go way back many, many years. So
Yeah.
good to see you. So just a bit about my background, Ari. I started a new role in enterprise sales, selling environmental health and safety software. And I'll tell you, maybe just a bit of a general advice, because I'm kind of new to enterprise sales, is right from the initial get-go, from a discovery call, they pretty much dictate the process. Because when you're involved in an RFI or RFP, they're usually saying, here's the questions, here's the criteria we're going to grade you on a demo. This is the buying process. It usually has to go to a steering committee or some sort of board of directors where there's multiple decision makers. And my challenge is that, I'm getting boxed into this commodity where they're, saying, oh, you start to look all the same. And then, you're just getting drilled down on price. So I guess more of a general question for you is, how do you get out of that commodity box? How can you build trust from the get-go to kind of, I guess, differentiate yourself, from your trust-based method?
For sure. So this goes to my new one-call sale model I've been refining for the last 3 years with our private clients. And this is where you shift your thinking to a doctor-patient model, as opposed to them dictating to you what they want to do. So they're coming to you from a point of, we're shopping around, we have a spec document, we want you to give us the price in our little box right here to keep control of you, to prevent you from trying to sell them something, and then they lose control. That's kind of why they set that up, to control you, right? Which may not be the best thing for them. So the way you reframe this with them, say on your initial call with them, when they say to you, Derek, here's how we work, here's our spec, we just want you to reply and we'll get back to you on the PDF kind of thing. So you hear them out, you say, no problem at all, sounds good. Then here's how you bridge it back and start again. Say, if you'd be open to it, can we take a step back for a moment? Can you walk me through a little bit about your thinking around this project, how you come up with the specifications, and what your core issues are you're trying to solve? And let me see if I can flesh out more issues that I may not see here that might be able to give you some value. Would you be open to that, guys?
Sure.
What are they going to say? No?
No,
I mean, they're going to say, sure. And that's how you reframe it. So you become the doctor, they're the patient, you begin diagnosing the problem. See, what you do, you start challenging their assumptions. You start having them share, here's the problem, Derek, we're trying to solve this problem, X, Y, and Z. And you're going to say this, you're going to say, okay, well, tell me a little bit more about that issue specifically. Now you're going to unpack, unfold, have them drill down to the issue. And then as they're opening the whole thing up, you start finding pockets of holes they haven't thought about before. You start to say, what about that? What about this? Have you considered this? How long has that been an issue for you for? What's the impact to your business by not being able to address this? I mean, how much have you lost over the last 8 months by not having, what's the project cost here for you guys? And is it a priority for you? See, now all of a sudden you're unpacking what I call going down the iceberg with them to help reshape or rethink and seeing you not as a vendor, but as a partner to help them think it through. And that's the real shift, Derek, that would kind of shift the game. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. Yes, it does. It's kind of like finding the undiscovered needs for them.
Don't assume what they're saying they need. What they want is what they actually need. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. When they say, Derek, here's what we need, or here's what we want, your brain goes, you only see the world 180 degrees. I see it 360. Now let me come over here in this angle and ask you about the presumption questions about those specs. Now they're like, damn, this guy I like him. I trust him. He's not trying to sell anything. In fact, he's actually trying to help us think this through. And once you master this, Derek, it becomes your differentiation of everyone else, because you can't compete on the services because they're commoditized, as you know. So you have to get this process down right. Is that helpful?
It is. It is helpful. Yes.
Great. Okay. All right. Well, good to see you again, Derek.
You too. Thanks, Art.
All right. Take care. Okay. So welcome back to Stump the Guru Show. We are live, taking inbound live calls from around the world. If you want to jump on now, ask me any questions you'd like around anything in your sales process. Just go to stumptheguru.com. That'll log you right into the back end of the system here, and we'll pull you in if we have enough time today to ask that question. If you're on the podcast, thank you for listening. And we're here every month to give you some exciting, interesting ideas around how to reshape your process. You're not falling in the trap of the conventional way of thinking. So, Steve, who else do we have back there?
Alrighty, up next we've got Suri. If I pronounce your name wrong, man, I apologize. I'm going to bring you on. If you could let everybody know a little bit about yourself and your question for Ari, please.
Yeah, hey, welcome. Thank you so much for having me on. Ari, I'm a longtime fan, first-time caller. I'm here in Sydney, Australia. And what I do is I help effectively, I'm a mortgage broker, help clients take them from, you know, a loan that could be out of their price and get them in a better deal, as well as getting them in a home. So yeah, I'm actually here with one of my, would you like it? Yeah, enjoy. This is my buddy. We're here doing a meeting. Everybody say hi. Yeah, he's a musician. So cool. My question to you, Ari, is like this, you know, the appointment part is very important. I understand it. I value it. But I've got a team effectively that are very scared to pick up the phone. And could you maybe share with us as to why they would be, what's holding them back from making that call?
Yes.
And trying to schedule that appointment. What do you find with teams across the world who have that model that of employees booking appointments for them? Yeah.
That's one issue that has not changed over the years, where a lot of people who are making outbound calls, what they're anticipating is resistance, rejection. They think if they come across trying to pursue somebody for something, they're going to get a whole bunch of pushback back. And that's the whole mindset of trying to sell them something like the appointment and not getting a connection and building trust with them. So the way to help your people is change your thinking, is to change their mindset and have them think to themselves, your goal is not to get the appointment with them at first. Your goal is to build trust with them first, to make sure they have a problem they want to solve. If they want to solve it, then you offer them a consultation with you to discuss their situation around their loan. So what you want to do is break this down in baby steps, because what's happening without the baby steps, they feel like when they make that call, an avalanche of rejection will come back at them. They don't want to touch the phone. So what you say?
So what you're saying?
You say, look, go ahead.
What you're saying is really it's just more about fear on their end, and fear and rejection. And and maybe what you're going to tell me is maybe something, right?
They're anticipating fear will come when they initiate the call around the goal, because they're thinking about the goal. You see, so what you say is, look, let go of the goal of the appointment. That's not your goal right now. Your goal is first to build trust with them. Your second goal is to see if they want to solve the problem that they have. And then the third step is the appointment. It's not the appointment first. It's the last step in the process. So when they make their call, they have to have a languaging that feels comfortable for them. So they don't come across like a sales guy, right? So they want to say, hi, my name is Ari. I'm with XYZ. And they start with, I'm hoping you can help me out for a moment. And they're going to say, how can I help you? I'm with da-da-da, and I noticed that your loan is at 4%, and we're a client of yours, and we have some ideas that might help you to potentially reduce that to a certain amount to save you X per month. I wasn't sure if that's something you'd be open to or not, about the idea of lowering your payments every month. That's something you might be open to. So right there, I'm using languaging to establish the problem or the need. Then I say, well, what do you mean? Then you move on from there. Does that make sense? That you open the door in a way that does not feel like you're selling something.
And how important do you think a script is to give over to them? Because at the moment I've been giving them a script, but they say, look, I don't want to stick to the script. It's a bit too rigid.
Well, nobody wants a robotic script where they feel inauthentic. That's why you're getting pushback on that. And I use the word languaging rather than script. What they need is languaging and phraseology that makes them feel comfortable and is simple and easy just to be able to know what to say, not read a piece of paper. So if you keep it simple and clear, doesn't feel scripted. It feels natural. Like I'm just giving you a call to see if you can help me out with. It's not like this step-by-step thing. So I think just change the languaging and give them some softer entry points and you'll be good to go. Okay, Tsuri?
Awesome. Really, thank you so much, Ari. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah. You too.
Bye-bye. Okay, we're on a roll here with Stump the Guru Show. We have folks from all over the world, Australia, Canada, and I'm sure other countries as well. And we have I see a whole bunch of people back there wanting to get in. So, Steve, who else is back there?
Alrighty, up next, I'm going to bring on Goldie. Hey, Goldie, how are you today? If you can, your camera's a little to the side. There we go. If you can let everybody know a little bit about you and your question for Ari, please.
Hey, well, Ari and I have an ongoing relationship. That's why I'm here. I'm an insurance broker in Boston, Massachusetts. And my question to Ari is this. When you don't know people, when you're trying to spread that net out there on how to get people to sort of get interested and perhaps even trust you without knowing you, how do you do that without pitching?
Great question, Barry. Thank you for that. So what you want to do is first reset your thinking around making your approach to your market problem-centric, not solution-centric. So pitching comes from the idea of you pitching a solution. I offer this. Here's what I do. I can help you with that. That assumes they have the problem they want to solve.
Correct.
That assumption is what creates all the problems. So rather than marketing your solution or approaching your market around the solution, what I would do if I were you is think about what can I do to express the problem in such an articulate, clear way that they resonate with the issue, which helps them feel like that's something they want to work on solving, which then leads them back to you to solve it. So this applies, by the way, to all your content marketing, your advertising, LinkedIn, anything you do in terms of marketing should be problem-centric. Because the problem is if you go out and say, hey, I offer insurance, as you know, your business has been commoditized quite a bit. Most businesses have. So they can't differentiate between you and someone else based upon you having a solution they already know of. But if you're the one that helps unpack and articulate, whether it's in a book or an article or some content piece or an ad around the issue, and like in your case, it might be, are you 100% happy with your current whatever, fill in the blank, then they kind of go, well, what do they mean by that? Then it breaks down the issues around the problem. And then would you like to have a consultation, discuss the issue that you might have? So you have to have a bit of a path to lead them back to you, if that makes sense.
It does, because I've always made the assumption, having dealt with, let's say, a certain group of business owners, that they have this problem. So I always lead with that problem, as a means of them thinking, oh, this guy knows my business because he knows my problems. But to couch it in another way, to sort of get into the emotion of what that problem does to them or what they may feel and what the consequence is. It's a different approach, and I think a good one.
Thank you so much, Barry. Good to see you again.
Same here.
Take care. All right, we're back to Stump the Guru Show. We're live through streaming all over the world. It's Ari Galper with Unlock the Sales Game. And if you want to do a private consultation with me or my team or one of my coaches, just go to unlockthegame.com/free consult. We also have a free video masterclass at unlockthegame.com. And of course, my book. If you don't have it yet, grab a copy at unlockthegame.com, Unlock the Sales Game. It contains lots of insights and ideas to help you move your sales process forward in a whole different way you're probably used to. So, Steve, who else do we have back there? Any more callers?
Absolutely. We got a full house today. I'm going to bring on Will next. Hey, Will, how are you? If you could tell everybody a little bit about yourself and who you are and your question for Ari, please.
Hi, my name is Will. I'm a business-focused financial advisor, and I've worked with Ari, obviously. And my question today is this. What do I say to someone who calls me, books some time with me, and says, listen, I love your content. I feel like my company is in a pretty good spot. We're profitable. We have money in the bank. Things are running smoothly. But I don't know if there's something that I'm not seeing. So to take your doctor analogy, they're coming to me. They're saying, Doc, nothing hurts. I feel fine. how do I know I don't have cancer?
Okay.
So and in that situation, they're pretty open with the fact that, yeah, I'm not coming to you with this specific challenge, but
Sure.
you are the financial expert or whatever they want to call it. So is there something that you can bring to my attention? And this makes
Okay.
the conversation pretty hard in terms of trying to home in on anything really.
All right. So here's the first thing you want to say when someone says to you, I'm not sure I have any issues I need to solve today. You're going to say, maybe you don't, which is great. I mean, I've been able to help you. But if you'd be open to it, and we can take a step back for a moment, and you can give me a 360 view of your world. Walk me through where you're at right now in terms of your business model, where the challenges are, what your goals are, what you're trying to achieve, and it's holding you back right now. Let's go from there, and let's see if we can find some hidden blind spot that even you couldn't see yourself that might be able to help you. Would you be open to that? See, that resets their mind to be more humble and be the patient while you diagnose with an MRI machine, to view the whole system, to try and find things that even he or she couldn't see. Because so many times your prospects can't see their own problems.
Yeah.
They're blind to their own world because all they can see what's in front of them today. They can't see the whole perspective and your viewpoint. If you take this one-call sale model I'm talking to you about unpacking the iceberg and helping them see things they can't see themselves, that's what creates that trust and connection where they say to themselves, man, this guy just unpacked me. He saw things I couldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
I need to work with him. And this all is without you ever offering a solution.
Sounds good.
Makes sense?
Yeah, makes total sense.
All right. Well, put it to use and let me know how it goes, okay?
All right, absolutely.
All right. Good to see you again. Take care.
Yep.
All right. We're on a roll here. We got quite a few people in the background want to jump in. We have a few more minutes left, and I'm happy to take any question that you might have regarding anything that has to do with acquiring new clients, onboarding folks, or chasing some ghosts who aren't calling you back. There's so much wasted opportunity in sales pipelines that are never converted. It's incredible. And most companies don't measure that. What they measure is how much they're making, not how much they're losing. And our specialty is picking up the money that was left on the table by the ones that did not convert. And if you're in that scenario, please come back and ask us a question anytime you'd like. Steve, who else is back there?
All righty, I'm going to bring up the every time caller. We all know him. It's Antonio Kenyatta. Hey, what's up, Antonio? You know the drill, man. Just let everybody know who you are, what you're all about, and your question for Ari, please.
Yes, Antonio Kenyatta. Hey, Ari. Financial advisor targeted to the medical professionals. So I guess my question today, Ari, is I'm writing articles on posts on LinkedIn, focusing on the debt, the problem, and I'm getting hundreds of views, and
Really?
and yeah, hundreds of views on the articles. But I need to kind of like what you're saying for today, create kind of a calendar invite to sort of say, hey, if you want to book a session, a free consultation for 15 minutes, we can talk about it. And then the second piece, I've spoken to a couple people, and where I'm at a little stuck on the one call sale is where, we try to unpack the problem. So the problem, well, not really a problem, or the problem I'm having is that these professionals, they have, hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. And they're also, because of their profession, they're able to go to banks and get loans for a mortgage. So my challenge is what's the problem? In their world, they have a high paying job, they have a lot of debt, but they're still able to get a car and a mortgage. And so trying to unpack and find, maybe like the previous caller, where the issue is, because I'm not really coming up with one per se. Outside of, at the end, the debt is growing. Eventually it'll be forgiven and it'll become, income. And so, but that's 10, 20 years out. And they don't really see that as a problem today. So I was hoping you could maybe, again, help
Sure.
me unpack some of this and give me some guidance.
I think in your case, what you really need to be writing about is a mindset shift for them to change their thinking. The problem is what you're saying is they don't view the problem as big enough to solve.
Correct.
They're reading your articles because they know they got the problem, but they're like, well, I can still get a loan for my house. It's not like it's, see, they don't see the problem beneath the surface. So what you have to do, you have to rewrite your articles around the impact of not solving the problem. They are either burying it, ignoring it, or procrastinating around the problem, right?
Yes.
So you have to write an article around, are you procrastinating around it? You have to address the real issue, which is the inability to address the truth of their own situation.
Perfect. Exactly. That's what I was looking for.
Do you find yourself putting aside the elephant in the room, which is a stacking debt every year that's building on you? Do you find yourself not wanting? If that's you, let's have a chat. Does that make sense? You have to deal with the real issue, which is themselves.
Yes. That's perfect. Thank you so much, Ari.
So good. Great batter up. Anytime, come on back, okay?
I will. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you later. All right. Well, I think that brings us to a close. So let's anyone else see if you can pull someone in, but I think we're good to go. What a great show today. Lots of great folks from around the world. Lots of classic scenarios that most people fall into. So hopefully you picked up a few ideas. You wrote some notes. If you want more advanced content on this or more help or even a private consultation for your unique situation, do not hesitate to reach out to unlockthegame.com, our website /free consult. Fill out the form. Don't be afraid. I've got a whole team of coaches who are trained not to sell and to live what we talk and what we teach. And as long as you're willing to accept your situation and be open to getting some help, we can help you. If you're fighting the resistance around it, obviously we can't. But it's amazing how many people come to us and say, Ari, we need help with this problem. Help us solve it. And we solve it, and they're on their way, and we disengage, and everyone's happy. So hopefully you enjoyed the show. You're listening on your podcast. Thank you. And if you would be happy to provide some feedback on your podcast platform about this show, that'd be great too. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you next month. Signing off for now. I've come up with a way to totally eradicate this whole idea of rejection in sales. If it's over at hello, how the heck are you going to succeed in selling? You've got to rise above that and change your mindset.